Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at a question that I've been kind of asking myself a little bit over the past couple days, and I'm sure you guys have asked it yourself. Now, one of the main selling points for me was this display, this 1080p 120 hertz refresh rate screen. I'm not entirely sure, it's definitely not OLED, that's for sure, but it comes close. The darks are really dark, the brights, the colors, everything looks really good. Now, the question is, was it necessary? I know we're getting a performance boost when we're looking at this Asus ROG Ally over the Steam Deck, but is it enough to justify a doubling in the refresh rate and a 1080p screen? Now, I've played around on quite a few different games here, and I'll give you guys my opinion here on if I think it was worth it. If I think if you should look at this device as that's one of its best selling points, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll have a better idea on your opinion on this. Really quickly though, before we get into the video, I'd just like to address we started this channel probably 2 weeks ago at about 5 subscribers. I think right now, as of making this video, we're sitting at around maybe 750, somewhere around there. And I have just started the YouTube monetization process, so I cannot be more grateful to you guys. I could not have gotten this far, obviously, without any of your guys' help, support, and I'm just eternally grateful. This has been such a fun adventure, and I can't wait to keep it going. So I'll say this now. If you guys enjoy this video, feel free to subscribe and like. I post daily. So with that all being said, let's hop right into this video and start the discussion. As always, feel free to discuss in the comments with other like-minded individuals. If you guys agree, disagree, let me know. But first off, we'll kind of start with the resolution. Now, if you're going to be playing games at 1080p, don't expect to be hitting that frame rate. There's a give and take that I've already started to notice with this device, and it's very apparent. If you want that crisp, like I'm talking crisp 1080p visuals like you're seeing here, there's only one game so far that I've played that doesn't have upscaling, and that'll be its whole thing that I'll talk about here, is Forza. Forza looks and plays beautifully. This is native 1080p, and I get somewhere around, it depends on where I'm at, anywhere from 80 to 100 FPS. Now, this is one of the only games where I feel like both of those instances with the display specs make sense. I'll go into some other games that I feel like do it justice as well, but honestly, there has not been a lot so far where that 1080p 120 makes sense, you guys. I'll be upfront with you on that. My second favorite game that I've been playing a lot on here is Modern Warfare 2. Now, I like that game because it's one of the games I could never play on the Steam Deck just due to anti-cheat issues. Battle.net, it's its own thing. It doesn't support Linux, and that's fairly common. A lot of games that had anti-cheat weren't supported. So those were mostly some of the games that I checked out first. Now, you do have to use AMD FSR 1 and set that to quality or ultra quality, but you're getting still a very crisp visual fidelity at around 90 to 100 FPS. And there, for me, that's justified. I feel like we're getting almost the full use out of that 120 hertz refresh rate, and it looks buttery smooth regardless. Now, I'm going to totally eat my words here, and I'm just now thinking this as I'm filming this. I do one-take videos, so sometimes I kind of eat my words here. But if you guys happen to know the technology that came with this monitor, let me know in the comments. I think it was FreeSync, AMD FreeSync. I could be wrong, but I'm assuming so since it's AMD. It was FreeSync. That helps those choppier frame rates look better. And now I'll tell you where those choppier frame rates look bad. So there have been some games that don't hit that nice crisp 120 frames. Some of those were Resident Evil 2 and 3. I love the remakes of those games. Very fun. You should check them out on Steam Deck because that's where I think they're a must play. Not so much here. They don't run as well. Now, when locking that game to 60 FPS, it was so choppy. I don't know if there was somewhere else that I was not locking it to, but if you just in the game settings lock it to 60 FPS, it felt like 30 and sometimes even 15 when it was a steady 60. I'm not entirely sure why that is. I'm going to be completely honest with you, and that wasn't the only game that felt like that. There have been other story games that I played that felt kind of choppy when you lock them at a frame rate. Now, the reason I bring that up is not everybody has the opportunity to have this docked at all times. And by docked, I mostly just mean have a cable plugged in so that you're getting max TDP. So if you're trying to extend the battery life on this, you're going to not want to play this at 120 frames. You're going to want to go here and go ahead and turn that off, hit that at 60. And that's going to help you save a lot of your battery. But like I said, with Resident Evil, it looked really bad. And I don't know why that is. It could just be certain games on the RE engine, something like that. But I'm not entirely sure. Elden Ring was interesting, we'll say that. Almost all of the settings set to low. I mean, we're getting like 45 or 50 FPS, and it's that 1080p screen. This device could be a monster, like a hands down monster over the Steam Deck if it matched the Steam Deck's resolution. I had no issue with the Steam Deck's resolution. I believe it was 800p, 1200 by 800p. Again, I could be completely wrong there. Feel free to update that in the comments. I'll pin everything. If I make a mistake on exact terms, I'll pin that comment just so you guys can go down there really quickly to see. But I just don't feel like it was justified, you guys. Like, yes, this looks really good, but it's just case by case, game by game basis. And I don't feel like enough games are really taking advantage of these specs for it to be one of the main things you're looking at. When the Asus Ally was announced, when I saw that that's what it was going to have, the 120 hertz refresh rate, that was the first thing I saw. That's what grabbed me. Like, if I'm being completely honest, the specs was like the last thing I noticed. Just that display, like coming from console gaming to being a PC gamer, I if any of you guys have done that, it is a world of difference going from 60 to 120. And that's kind of what I felt like. There were some games that ran really well on the Steam Deck that might take advantage of that refresh rate. And so far, it's been kind of hit or miss. And those games that do run well, that's what I'm playing. There's some other YouTubers that I watch. I believe his name is Dylan Taeyang. I might be wrong. Some of you guys are probably subscribed to him, but he's been uploading a ton of gameplay videos of tons of different games. So if you guys are interested in seeing, he probably has a video posted on some gameplay of a game that you might want to see. I'm going to definitely be uploading gameplay footage just so you guys can get a rough idea on what certain popular games run like. But for right now, there's like 5 games that I've been keeping in my rotation on here just because they fit the description of what this is doing well. And you'll have to let me know if there's some games I'm missing here. I felt like Diablo wasn't great. It wasn't that full 120 like I thought it would be. I didn't think it would be so demanding, and most settings were low. That game didn't make a ton of sense to me. Battlefield, I felt like should have ran better than it did. Battlefield 2042. Like, I can play that on my laptop and it's very smooth. I don't know why I was having issues. I had to drop the resolution to 720. Guys, it looked like garbage. Like, it was I just uninstalled. It was not worth it. Like, this is a premium. I'm honestly going to consider this a console, in my opinion. Yes, it's Windows, but it is very premium. The cost, what you're getting, the package, and I don't mean the actual package itself. I made a whole video about that, and I'm a little underwhelmed with the packaging for this device. But what this is a fantastic device, and I kind of had my bar set pretty high, and there's only a few games that are really hitting that. Now, there's some 2D games. I tend not to talk about these because I feel like it's fairly obvious. If you're kind of a retro gamer and you want to play something like Doom 2, maybe modded Doom 2, I love Brutal Doom. Like, there's some games like that I mean, like, they will obviously take advantage of that 120 refresh rate, that 1080p crispness. If you're just playing this to play retro games, dude, go for it. Like, you could even probably wait for the regular version of this, not the Z1 Extreme, and just get that, save $100, because that will probably knock those out just fine. And I know that the Steam Deck doesn't do the best job at emulating everything, so this is killer for emulation. I know that. I'm just not normally that guy, you know. I do like my old retro games, but I like to play those games on retro consoles. Like I don't normally like emulating it. That's kind of what I'm getting to. But yeah, you guys will have to let me know. I'm really curious to see what kind of games that you guys are playing. If there, let me be clear here. If there is a game that is 1080p, it's fairly new, it's somewhat AAA, that is hitting 120 frames, it doesn't have to be absolutely consistent, but if there's something that is, and it's that native 1080p, and it's crushing it that I'm just missing, please let me know. I would love to check that out. I think the next game I'm going to get as soon as I get paid here will be Spider-Man. That's been talk of the town. Everybody at work won't shut up about it. I loved the movie, so I'm very excited. I'm going to check out the Spider-Man Remastered on Steam, and I'll be playing that in the background here for some of these videos too. I know that in my previous 2 videos, a lot of you guys enjoyed having something to look at, so it's not just my hands and the desk, and I agree. I think better when I'm playing games anyway, so I plan on keeping this up. If you guys enjoyed the video, like I said earlier, I feel like what I bring to the table as far as a content creator and a channel, I'm mostly bringing you guys the opportunity to have discussions. I mean, anybody can go to Reddit, but I feel like there's an untapped market here on YouTube for just discussions, you know, like I offer up a question, I give my opinion. I'm not a 100% expert, and I doubt you are either, but we're just here to discuss our opinions, and I love chatting with you guys in the comments. And so far, it seems like you guys have too. So let me know your opinions. I'd love to hear them, and everyone else would too. With that, I think I'm gonna go back to uploading 1 video a day. I know for a bit there I was doing 2, but just for right now, while we're in the process of getting monetized, we're gonna just stick to 1 a day. With that, I thank and appreciate every single one of you guys for watching my videos. It means the world to me. I hope you guys have been enjoying your allies just as much as I have. And with that, I'll let you game on.